Well, guys, we are back, and I am here with my co-host, Kylie Money, with Parenting Made Joyful, and my special guest, Miss Tracy Monroy. Welcome to the show. We're so
Thank you
excited
for
to
having
have
me.
you. Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted for you to just kind of tell what you do because I want to introduce you as the big, the brain spotter of the world. But I want to give you your rightful introduction.
Absolutely. And so that's a fair question because people have so many curiosities around what that looks like. So I am Tracy Monroy. I am a licensed professional counselor and I am a trauma informed, brain based clinician, which becomes a little bit different. And so my passion is around healing. And so brain spotting is an awesome tool that supports me in facilitating that healing. And so when you ask, what is brain spotting? So brain spotting is known to be a modality for healing, but it's also a tool for accentuation of our own ability. And so where you look affects how you feel, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes a lot of
Absolutely.
sense.
Yeah. How interesting.
So, do you deal with specifics as far as mental health? Do you deal with that?
So I work with mental health, behavioral health. I work with family systems. I am also the first Black female trainer in the world for brain spotting.
Awesome.
And so my passion and focus right now has to do with BIPOC trainings. BIPOC simply means Black, Indigenous persons of color. And I'm passionate about marginalized populations. And so with that, I created a training by the name of Brain Spotting, Intersectionality and Social Justice, whereby it's an inclusive training that all are welcomed as long as you have phase 1 or phase 2 of brain spotting. And it's really important because oftentimes people don't recognize that the population with the LGBT plus communities, that's marginalizations because oftentimes from an intersectionality perspective, we misgender people, right? We make assumptions about who people are. When we look at people, if they appear to be born male or female, the fact of the matter is intersectionality has to do with our social locations and our identity according to what we say.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
That's
so
amazing.
important. Who do you tend to help out most? Who comes to you the most for help, and what does that look like?
Exactly.
I like that question, but here's the authentic response for that.
Okay.
Trauma does not discriminate.
That's good.
As a clinician, if you were to say the population that I serve, my population has to do with I serve males and females. I serve family systems. I also find that I have as many Black, white, and Hispanic clients. You know, my caseload is diverse. Also, being a trainer, I've had to cut down my caseload because it's incumbent as a clinician to be able to adequately serve. So when you say, who do I serve most? Trauma does not discriminate, and being a body brain based clinician takes it to a whole other level because brain spotting is a somatic modality, which means we work bottom up. When I talk about bottom up, traditional psychotherapy works top down, right? Because this is your neocortex, this is your thinking brain. What we harness and address is your subcortical brain, which sits on top of your brain stem in the subcortical area, and that is where your trauma network is located. That's where your memories are of good and bad situations. That's where your spirituality is. Your creativity is in your subcortical brain. And interestingly enough, when we start talking about brain spotting, we're able to deal with pre-verbal stage of development, which is from 0 to 2 years old, about there. And also before pre-verbal, which I'm going back with intentionality, which becomes in utero, right? And so when we're in utero, we have experiences.
That is good, because no one really talks about that. So what are the experiences? Because
Yeah, and so when we're talking about in utero trauma, I like to say to people, if it happens to mom, it happened to me. If it happened to dad, it happened to me.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we isolate procreation and focus on the carrier. But the fact of the matter is, men are just as much a part of the birthing process in creation as women are.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I see Kylie over there. Your eyes is rolling back in
I'm
your head. What's going
holding
on?
my pregnant belly like, oh, I don't want to do anything to traumatize this little person.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You just said something. Because a lot of times when the mom is stressed, she's going through depression, her environment is so important, you know, to be able to uplift her in that moment, to praise her, to, you know, do those type of things. Because when you hear the statement of, oh, my baby is getting all this stuff, that is so true. That is so true. How have you worked with families in that moment?
Well, it's interesting you asked that because, okay, I'm a licensed clinician, but I'm also a brain spotting girl. And what I mean by that is, with the people I serve and the communities I'm in, we got bullshit detectors, right? And so when people come to a licensed professional, what they're saying is, I'm hurting.
Come on.
And I need healing. And God forbid they bring their children to you.
Yeah.
Right? Because when a parent brings their child to you, they're saying, I need help, I need support, and I need it now. And so what happens with brain spotting for me is I don't have to know. Because brain spotting is relational and neurobiological. What am I saying here? So with brain spotting, we use a regular pointer, like a presentation pointer. You know, the ones you pull out and you point at the board or whatever. And so with brain spotting, we go across the field of vision with the pointer. And as I'm going across the field of vision, I'm noticing your reflexes, right? Which indicate for me a brain spot. Or if I'm doing inside window, then I'm going here, here, and here. And then I'm going to go up, come in the middle, and come down. And you're going to sense and feel what's happening somatically. And so when I say neurobiological, what that means is we operate from an uncertainty principle, which has to do with attunement. Because if I'm not attuned with you, right, there is no connection, right? Because in the face of uncertainty, all we have is the frame. So with that uncertainty principle and with that attunement, so when you say, I don't want to do anything to traumatize my babe, right, my baby. With that being said, oftentimes when we're impacted by trauma, or when we're especially in utero, because the executive functioning part of the brain is not fully developed yet, as baby is born and continues to grow through life, they don't necessarily know what happened to them as much as they know it happened to me.
Something happened.
Something happened, because it's with the reflexes. Remember, your executive functioning is not developed yet, and so we can feel it, but we don't necessarily know what it is we're feeling or experiencing when we're talking about in utero.
Can I ask a silly question?
I don't know that any question's silly, but go ahead.
When you talk about brain spotting, is this with an MRI machine? Is this with, like, how are you spotting in the, what technology are we using for this?
I don't know that technology is necessary as much as intuition and being witnessing and being present. So a literal pointer, like I could literally spot you right now with a straw or a pen.
Okay.
And go across your field of vision.
Wow. Should I position myself towards
You're
you?
great. I got your
Okay.
eyes. If you got breath and you got a field of vision, I love that. Yeah. Are you feeling activated that I've invited you to doing some brain spotting right now?
I don't know if I'm activated. I'm excited.
You're excited.
Is that the same?
It's whatever you say it is, baby, because I don't get to tell you what you're thinking or what you're feeling. That's what makes brain spotting non-compliant and anti-oppressive, right? Is that okay?
Beautiful.
So you stated that you don't want to do anything to traumatize your baby.
Correct.
Tell me about that. Is that your first baby?
This is baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Yes.
What comes to mind of anything you could absolutely do that would traumatize this baby?
I can't imagine I would do anything intentionally. I would fear that I would do something unintentionally.
Got it. And so with that fear, how would you rate it from 0 to 10? 0 being the least amount, 10 being the highest amount when it comes to that fear.
Probably a 5.
A 5. Perfect. When you identify that it's about a 5, where is that 5 connecting in your body? Where do you feel it even right now?
In my gut, in my uterus, in my baby area.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go across your field of vision.
Okay.
And I'm going to notice your reflexes. I'm going to do a little rolling,
Okay.
brain spotting. And so as I come across a brain spot, I'm just going to rest there a little bit.
Okay.
And invite you to share with us your experience, whether it's somatic or if there's an image that comes about or whatever happens. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to start right over here, and I'm using a comb because this is how simplistic. I'm just going to come across your field of vision, and you tell me, is this a good height or do I need to take this down or go up?
No, up a little bit.
Up a little bit.
Perfect, yeah.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to move across your field of vision.
Okay.
And notice. You just follow the pointer. Good breath. What's happening here as I...
Calm.
Beautiful. Where are you identifying that calm in your body?
In my heart.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to continue to go across. It's coming up for you here.
A bit of anxiety.
Just notice that. Allow the brain and body to continue processing. I want to invite you to identify the most neutral, calmest, grounded place in your body.
Okay.
And I want you to go there to that part of your body. What part of your body is that?
Is it fair or okay to say my nose and throat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's whatever you say it is. Just scan your body and just notice that calm, grounded or neutral. And just be with that. Good breath. Beautiful. From 0 to 10, 0 being the least, 10 being the highest. Can you tell me how activated you are right now?
1.
Beautiful. Is it okay if I put this down?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that wraps up our show today. Listen, that was absolutely amazing. How are you feeling?
That was a really interesting experience. I feel a lot calmer than when we started.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to wrap up the show today. Thank you so much, Miss Tracy,
My
for
pleasure.
being here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's a wrap for today.